James Elder, IFL TV, MTK Global. With me, I've got none other than Kevin Mighty Mitchell and young prospect Louie Lynn. Great to see you boys. What's happening?
Yeah, sweet, good, mate.
Good. We're at the workouts today. Dylan White, Lucas Brown, big heavyweight contest. In your opinion, in your own words, who's going to be victorious?
Dylan White.
What's the reason for that, Lou?
He's a South Londoner.
I like that. Kev, what are you thinking, mate?
I'd say Dylan White, but not because he's a South Londoner. I think the job's made for him. He's got a good incentive. If he beats him, he fights down to Wilder. There's a good chance that's going to happen. And I think the other kid's just a little bit old, you know what I mean? So the job's made for him to win.
We know Lucas Brown can punch. That victory over Ruslan Shagayev out in Chechnya to capture a version of the WBA title. Is that his only threat, do you feel, Kev, or is there more to Lucas Brown?
I think there's always a heavyweight threat that any of them can punch. They can all work each other that weight. They're all quite big lads, and I think if any of them that way each other, there's a chance they can get hurt. So there is that way of looking here, but I don't really see it going like that. Dylan White will win.
Do you think it'll be clinical, or do you see it as a long, drawn-out affair?
No, it'll be clinical. I think it'll get the job done inside 8.
Brutal?
Not brutal as such, I just think it'll get the job done.
Lou, talk to us a little bit about yourself. You're making your professional debut on this card.
Yeah.
Huge card to be involved with. I know you've been working with Kevin Mitchell. How was this link-up come about?
Pretty much through like a mutual friend. My mum called Brendan. He got me in contact with Kevin, and since I started training with him, I loved it, and I think we gelled straight away. And yeah, I'm learning. I've come on leaps and bounds since I've been with him. And, yeah.
We know what kind of fighter Kevin was. He was all action, very entertaining. The fans loved him. What kind of fighter are you, Lou?
I expect to be like a similar style, like exciting fighter, fast hands, fast feet. I'm getting a lot stronger now, so yeah, I won't be in no boring fights.
Rumours are, Kev, that you're living a lot more healthier nowadays than when you was sort of applying your trade as a professional fighter. How are you finding retirement?
Yeah, much happier, much more happier now in retirement. There's no way I can come back. Just chatting to Eddie Earn after it, downstairs before we come up here. I'm more happier now than I've ever been. So I think this what I'm doing that suits me down to the ground. I'm living healthier, living cleaner. I drink less beer. I go out less. I've got reason now what I'm doing, so I've got to keep my head straight because I'm looking after Louis. And obviously I'm working and training other people, so yeah, it's busy, it's nice to be busy.
One fight I want to talk to you about is VASYL Lomachenko taking on JORGE Linares, someone you had that epic showdown with. I mean, what are your thoughts initially when you heard that fight was going to be announced?
My first thoughts were that I hope Linares is getting paid well. Straight away, that's what I thought. Don't get me wrong, I'd fight a pair of them in the same ring, and if you want to throw someone else in with them, if the right money's there. So if they're getting paid well, good on him. I don't see him being Loma. Loma's special. Like, not many guys come about like Lomachenko. I don't think we've ever seen a fighter like him. And I know it's all about Floyd Mayweather and that. But Loma's one of your own. I tweeted at Loma's about I'd like to see him fight Floyd Mayweather's kid. And he messages me back. He gets back to you. I mean, he's a normal kiddie, but he's got unbelievable ability, man. He's unbelievable. I just don't think Linares will be able to deal with what he does. The only way I'd say he'll trouble Loma is by going backwards on angles and shooting down him with fast with 1-2. But yeah, again, good luck trying that one.
And you was minutes away from victory against Linares before he managed to claw it back. He obviously showed a lot of heart and a lot of technique to come through that night. What are your lasting impressions of that fight? What memories stick with you?
Memories was basically thinking I kept getting fouled all night with the heads and that. It's just a fight, that don't really bother me really. Memories of it was they weren't really, I didn't feel like it was better than me at all. I didn't feel like I come out of that fight. It's the only fight I've ever been in with a loss, and I lost 5 amateurs, I lost 4 pros. I come out of that fight feeling like I've won, so that's how I felt. I woke up the next day, I didn't want Tony Simmons to feel bad about it. Actually, I didn't want him thinking that I was going to be down, so I come down to the gym. I went out running with him on the Monday with Eddie and that. We all went out, Darren Barker, went out for a jog in the morning. I was in a good place. Yeah, but I think that fight, after that fight, took a lot out of me. Them sort of fights take a lot out of you. I think the way I lived life, playing about, partying that, it took a lot of its toll on me. And in the end, it caught up to me. So in the fight after, I fought again against Borso. I think it died out of me, the fire had burnt.
Do you feel that Linares has got a chance of beating Lomachenko?
No, not at all. I've never been one of them guys that speaks above his means and say I'd fight Marquez and I'd fight the Barreras, because I was never good enough to beat them sort of guys. They're like the elite, they're like the special ones. I'd have beaten the Linareses. I know what people I can beat. I know like Lomachenko is special, mate, and like he's like a guy that ain't gonna come around often. I expect him to do unbelievable things, and he already has done after 10 fights. So you imagine what he's been doing after 30 fights, 40 fights.
We've seen Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker heavyweight unification the week after Dillian Whyte. Big chance for him to add another belt to his silverware collection. What are the chances of him being victorious against Parker, in your opinion?
He'll beat Parker. I like to see AJ, whatever comes to AJ, good to him, because AJ's one of your own, he's one of my good friends. He stayed normal, he stayed feet on the ground.
Stays humble, didn't he?
Yeah, he's humble, he grafts hard, he always has done.
Yeah.
How do you see it playing out, Lou? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, AJ to win, definitely. Like, he's dedicated, he's like an inspiration to all boxers. That he's come from nothing and now he's made it. And like he says, his motto, like, stay humble, stays on it, and yeah, the hard work. And
I'm going to give you the last word for Saturday ahead of your professional debut. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your sponsors before we go.
Alright, so yeah, I'm going LOUIE LYNN. I'm here to do big things in the pro game. I'm here to be a world champion. God willing, I'll get there, I believe I will. And my sponsors, JM2 Support Services. I haven't got my proper t-shirt, but you'll see on fight night. MR Scaffolding and Carey's and T Griffiths. So yeah, that's it. Look forward to it.
Best of luck for Saturday. We look forward to seeing how you get on. Thank you for your time.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
First time in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man.